Hi students, here we are again. This is lesson D, painting an apple based on lessons A, B, and C. If we look back at lessons A, B, and C, I talk about the fundamentals that are needed to do this particular painting of just a simple red apple. So here's what we have: Arches cold press, 140 pound paper. My brush, I'm using Graham paints. You can see that here. That's the Graham paint, just 3-color system I'm going to use on this painting. And put this down here like that. And you see the names of the paints, and I'm not going to be using Payne's Gray, but I'm just using a paper towel to control the water. So let's get started and show you how this works. The 3-color system, red, yellow, and blue. And I won't trace this, just draw a circle here about the same size here. We'll go around here like this, paint this apple about like this here. And not the hardest thing to draw. And the inside of the apple is right here. And then you got the stem coming up here about like this here. And then a little bit of a shadow coming out here. That is it. So let's get started. I'll move these paints out of the way. Just got that all dirty there. You can see that. You can see my water. You can see my paint. Mixing red, yellow, and blue. So the brush is dry. We wet it, squeeze it out, wet it, squeeze it out, wet it, squeeze it out. Now it's about a 5 amount of water. I'm going to go in here and start with red, just the quinacridone rose. I'm going to start here, move this over just a little bit here so I can get my hand in here. So let's start and put that right down here. So that's just straight red. We're going to come right in here like this. And that has about a 3 amount of water because I'm pretty dark, so it can't be too watery here. That's going to come through here like that, comes on down here like this. All right, so that's 3 amount of water, just straight red, no mix at all. Now when you come up here or down here, we got to go into some blue, but let's go to some yellow now. Clean out the red, get a little bit of yellow here, mix it with the red, got a 3 amount of water. We're going to come in here about right here like this here, right there, and like that. And I'm not going to let this edge dry because that'll create a problem. So we don't want that edge to dry, so that can't sit there for more than maybe 10 seconds. And you can clean your brush out, soften this edge here. The brush is clean, you soften it so we don't have a hard line there. Now as we come in here, let's go to the yellow here, and I'll paint right through the stem, right through here like this. Come straight on through here like this. We bump right in there like that, paint right through the stem here. Got about a 3 or 4 amount of water. We're going to go right on through here like this here. Fits right in here like that. About 3 or 4 amount of water. You run it right into the red. Now there is a white there. It's fairly white right there, so we don't want to put any paint there. Clean the brush out. The brush is cleaned out. We got about a 3 amount of water. Now I'm going to paint around. This is watercolor. We paint around that white shape right there. We leave that. We don't need white paint. We're going to go right through here like that and run that over here like that. Now we're getting down. We can go more to red now. As we get lower down here, see, we go back to our red. And we're going to come right up here like this and come on through here like this here. And that's going okay right through here like that. And then as you come down here like that, put it in there. It's a little bit too light, but that's okay. Clean your brush out. Mix the red and the yellow together here. See how they're mixing red and yellow together? And that's going to give us more of an orangish color right through here. And then clean the brush completely out, dry it off, paper towel, and now with no paint on the brush, we go along the edge of this here to lift off that line there so that isn't too bright. And now we're going to go back in straight red. I don't have any hard lines here. This is about a 2 or 3 amount of water and a lot of paint, a lot of soft, gooey paint, not hard paint, not pan paint. It's hard, like that comes through here like this here. Comes right in here about like that. That's the apple. There's not a whole lot left to do there. That goes there like that. Pretty thick, gooey red right through here. A portrait is really pretty much like this. The face is like a big apple, or and you come down, it gets darker here. So then you have these little lines. Now this is still a little bit wet, so the brush is very dry. Get a little bit of that red here, and you can create a few little lines in here. Add a little bit of blue to it. We'll make them a little bit darker here. We can add, that's too much blue. Add a few little dark lines right through here like this, come in through here like this here, and even through here like that. So it's still a little bit wet. And come through here and create a few little, the brush has about a 1 amount of water, and that's going to come in here like this here, and up through here like this here. And then it gets, we got to make this a little touch of red on top and make more of an orange. Red and yellow. Get this a little bit darker right in through here. That's a little bit too dark. More about like this here. And then this gets darker right in here. See how I changed the direction of the brush? You just hardly ever just keep painting one way. You do crisscrosses all the time. Like that here. This comes across here like this. Soften the brush up, lift, get rid of the paint, lift up that edge here so we don't have, this edge is too dramatic here. Lift that off like that. It's pretty good here. We get a little bit more, maybe red with a little bit of yellow, and come in here like this. And get a few more darks in through here like that. That's pretty good there, like that. And then this gets a little bit darker right in through here, about like that. Looking pretty good. And then lift this, clean the brush out when we want to erase, like this is a little bit dramatic here. Nope, there's no paint in the brush. We lift that off there like that. I'll take care of that little dent in the apple there. Now let's go to the blue. See this dark here? We go straight blue right here. The blue goes right over the red like this here. Goes right through here like that. So it's just red, yellow, and blue. That goes right across here like that. And then there's a tiny little line right here, very skinny little line. It's about a 2 or 3 amount of water, very little water. Clean the brush out. Now let's get some blue and red. And that blue and red is going to go right in here. So we have a gradual transition from the blue into the red. Now we go into pure red right through here. This is just straight red, and we overlap that, and we kind of do our little dance back and forth here. Don't keep pulling it exactly the same direction. Change the direction a little bit. I could lift this off a little bit here. There should be a little, not so much blue over there. That's pretty good. And that's going to be okay. And now that's drying off there. This has to be dry before we put that in here. We can put a little bit of a shadow. The shadow gets actually a little bit red right here. Red and yellow right here. Just a touch of red right there. I'll lift this up so you can see it closer, because it's a bit of ways away here. I'm going to lift this up so you can watch more closely how I should zoom in on this here. So watch what you haven't been able to see. I've been too far away. I'm going to get this close here like this. See that? Like that. Look at what I'm doing here. Now look at how that gradually fades out there. So that's up. We got to get this fade out. So watch. I'm going to come in here and get kind of a gray. Red, yellow, and blue makes kind of a gray here. I'm going to put this color right here, about like that, right there, and put that in there about like that here, and come across here like this here. Now I'm going to clean this brush out, dry it off, get rid of the paint. Now watch here, no paint on the brush, get rid of the water. And to soften this up, we land out here and we agitate this like this edge here to get that to be a gradual fading out like that right there. And we soften up. get a little, maybe a little reddish yellow right in here. If you look closely at that, and get a little fuzzing out right there like that. And that creates a little hint of a shadow, and then that shadow, just a little more here. I'm going to bring that out just a touch more about right here. Can go right through here about like that, okay? And then let's take a look right up here. This is dry enough. I need green there. So we go yellow here. We go yellow, get some blue. And the blue needs a cleaner blue here and a cleaner brush. Can't have any red in there. We won't be able to get a good green. There we go. That's a better green, if you can see that here. See that? So that's it. That's gonna, where's that gonna fit in here? That's gonna fit, this has to be dry. We're gonna come in here right here like this, and we put that right here like that. Not much, right there. So on dry paper, clean that brush out. Watch this here. Get rid of the paint. Get rid of about a 2 amount of water. The brush is cleaned out. Watch, the brush lands out here and it bumps into that wet paint. See that? It lands out there like that. It lands out here. It lands out here. And clean the brush out again. It gets dirty. It got dirty. Clean the brush out again. Dry it off. The brush lands on the unpainted part here and moves in to this part right here. And we soften that in here, and we just agitate this like this, and we put that little core in there like that. See that hole? Clean your brush out, dry it off, get rid of the water here, and lift this edge off here so we don't want a line here. And then I'm going to soften this edge up. I could actually put a little bit of an orangish color right here on the end. If you look close to see this, right in here, it gets a little bit oranger right here. And it gets, the other side is okay. That's not too bad. That should be dry. So while that's drying, look carefully at that stem there. And then look what we got to do here. That stem is a brown. Red, yellow, and blue here is going to make us a brown. That stem is going to, this should be dry and it's a little bit wet, but we're going to come in here like this, put a stem about right here. See that color just like that here. Come across like that, down here like that. And that fits pretty much right in here like that. It's a little bit wet, so it's going to fuzz out a touch. And while that's, I'm letting it dry a little bit. Let's get some blue here and put a darker blue on this edge right here, like right on the edge of that stem right here. Right there, it gets darker. And then the stem gets lighter and redder as it comes down here. Right here, look what it does. It comes right here like this, and it gets redder right through here like that. And look at it spread. That's because it's wet in there. But that's pretty good. Now, because it is wet, I could try to break the rules here. I'm going to get a whole bunch of gooey white paint. It should be, if it dry, I do this correctly, but I'm going to get a lot of thick paint here because I'm dealing with, I'm not letting it dry the way it should. Get really like oil paint. See how gooey that is right there? It's like oil paint, and it's soft. And look what the mess I kind of have here. Doesn't look too bad from a distance. If you get up close here, I want to put a little bit of yellow right here, thick paint right there. And I'm going to put a little bit of yellow right here because I didn't let it dry right through there like that. And I could put even a little more yellow here because this is too red right there. And cover that mistake up right there with yellow paint just like that. There we go. That's not bad. It's a little sloppy, but look at it from a distance. My painting is finished and it looks about 90–95% just like our photograph. And this is how you paint exactly what you see. Portraits, landscapes, flowers, anything. This is what I teach all over the country. And you take your squares here and watch this to check and see how we did. You put this here like that. You put that like that. You put this here. This is just 3 colors. That's 90% the same. We come in here like this, put this right over the white there. That's the same there. We come down here, look at this down here. And that is the same there. We can touch it up a little bit. But that is painting an apple, and you see how that works? You can do this. Everybody can do this if you just work on this. It's really quite simple, but you do have to practice this. Okay, thank you very much.